Dahil marami na sa inyo nagre-request nito, that's exactly what I'm going to give you. Let's talk about time management tips pagdating sa actual test. Hi there! Thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you are watching me for the very first time, dito sa channel nito, I make educational and motivational content. Now, like I said in the intro, we're going to talk about my time management tips pagdating sa araw ng exam. Hindi ko kasi masasabing time-saving tips kasi you really can't save time pagdating sa exam. The best way for you to approach this problem is to maximize your time. Yun talaga yung tamang phrasing for that. You have to maximize whatever time you were given or you will be given pagdating sa araw ng exam. Now, ano ba yung mga tips ko pagdating sa mga bagay na yan? Honestly, yung preparation comes before the actual day. So, some of these tips kailangan ninyo talagang isabuhay bago pa dumating yung araw ng exam. And that is why I'm posting this a little early para doon sa mga mag-e-exam pa lang. Tip number 1. Face your pace. Lahat tayo may strengths and weaknesses. Some people are really fast pagdating sa math and slow sa English. Some of you naman may be really fast sa language pero mabagal sa math. So itong mga bagay na ito na personalized, depende sa kung sino kayo, really matter pagdating sa decision making sa araw ng exam. So ano ang kailangan natin gawin? In order for you to face your pace or to know kung gaano katagal ka usually nagtitake sa isang problem, dito pumapasok yung need for practice tests or practice time. Ano ibig sabihin nun? You need to practice enough to know kung aling mga topics specifically take up most of your time. For example, sa math, kadalasan na nireklamo sa akin ng mga students ko or ng mga kino-coach ko ay they have a hard time with age problems, investment problems, and itong mga iba-ibang mga klaseng work problems like mixture problems. So usually, what I tell them is, orasan ninyo yung sarili ninyo. You need to know yung average time it takes you to solve that problem. So for example, mahina kayo sa age problems, kailangan malaman ninyo how long do you usually take in order for you to solve that problem. Bakit? Kasi iba-iba tayo. Some people can answer that same problem in 1 minute, some people can do it in 3, some people can do it in 5 minutes. And you need to know kung ano yung average time ninyo sa specific type of problem na yon. Bakit? Kasi para pag naharap nyo sa araw ng exam, pwede ninyong makita at i-pace yung sarili ninyo if you still have enough time to actually solve that type of problem. Ang mahirap dito, kung hindi kayo nagpa-practice, you would never know. For example, sa problem na in order yung mga fractions or decimals, hindi mo malalaman how long you usually take kung hindi ka nag-practice sa inyong sariling time. And the problem with time is that it's relative. Hindi tayo mag-dive into yung physics of it all, pero a good example would be something like this, diba? If you are having fun with someone, mabilis yung oras. Sometimes naman, if nahihirapan ka, parang ang bagal-bagal ng oras. And hindi tayo reliable when it comes to keeping time pagdating sa araw ng exam. Minsan akala natin nakatulala tayo for just a few seconds, yun pala ang tagal-tagal na natin iniisip yung problem. At tumatakbo yung oras at nasasayang yung oras natin. So you really have to know. So for example, kung ang each problem usually takes me maybe, kunyari, usually takes you 4 minutes for one each problem, and you encounter that sa araw ng exam, you have to check kung may enough time ka ba to tackle that age problem or kung hindi pa. So anong kailangan gawin? You need to practice, and not just practice but actually keep time sa kung gaano kayo katagal usually sa isang problem. Tip number 2, practice shading. Now, I know medyo parang off yung topic na to na bakit shading? Hindi naman siya ganoon ka-importante. Well, actually, ang shading ay isa sa mga pinakamalaking factors sa araw ng exam. Kahit tama yung sagot ninyo, kung mali ang pagkaka-shade, hindi rin siya makakount. And again, kung tama ang sagot ninyo, mabilis kayong magsagot, pero pagka bagal-bagal nyo naman mag-shade, doon mauubos yung oras ninyo. Now, tricky to, especially for those of you who are taking the civil service exam, kasi recently, ballpoint pen or ballpen na ang ginagamit sa araw ng exam. Hindi katulad ng pencils. Kasi ang pencils, madali silang gamitin pagdating sa shading. Ang ballpen, hindi masyado. So, ibig sabihin nun, bago pa dumating ang araw ng exam, dapat marunong na kayo mag-shade ng mas mabilis. Kasi ang tendency, lalo na kung tayo kinakabahan, ang pag-shade ninyo would either be slow or nanginginig, lagpas-lagpas. So, anong suggestion ko? Ang suggestion ko is that you practice shading. Now, kung hindi kayo makakakuha ng sarili ninyong access sa mga answer sheet, you can make your own. If you have a copy of my practice test booklets, it looks like this. Okay, ito yung bago na version. May mga ganito yung answer sheet sa loob that you can practice on. Ang suggestion ko would be use a practice sheet or an answer sheet that has bigger circles than the actual exam. That is something that I did purposefully nung ginawa ko or nilayout ko yung answer sheet na included dun sa practice test booklets. Bakit siya mas malaki? Kasi para pagdating sa araw ng exam, praktisado na kayo. Sa mas malaking circle, mas madali na sa inyo yung mas maliliit. Kasi gaya ng kahit anong bagay sa mundo, di ba? Pag kinaya nyo na yung mas malaking mga problema, mas madali na rin yung maliliit. Parang ganun din dun sa actual na exam. So, you really have to practice shading. Nakakalungkot kasi kung yun pa yung magiging dahilan kung bakit hindi nyo matatapos yung test dahil lang mabagal kayo mag-shade. Tip number 3, start to finish. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Start to finish. Magsimula para matapos. Ang ibig sabihin ko doon is that your goal or your primary goal pagdating sa araw ng exam should be finishing the test. Lagi ko sinasabi sa mga estudyante ko na yan ang sure ball na way for you to increase your score. If dati hindi nyo natatapos yung exam, kung ngayon matatapos nyo yung exam, yun palang malaking bagay na. Kasi honestly, a lot of the people who fail the test, they don't fail dahil mahirap ang tanong. They fail because hindi nila natapos yung test dahil hindi nila na-manage yung time nila really well. So you have to make it a point na ang goal ninyo, number one goal ninyo sa araw ng exam is to finish the test. To go through pages 1 hanggang dulo ng exam at makita nyo lahat ng questions at magkaroon kayo ng chance para masagutan or at least mahulaan kung ano yung tamang sagot. Most tests naman ay hindi right minus wrong with the exception of UP, CAT or UPCAT and LAE, Law Aptitude Exam, lalo na sa UP, yun right minus wrong. Pero most exams, hindi naman right minus wrong. So it's really important for you to get that chance to see the questions and guess and find out kasi kadalasan pa naman yan pag pinag-aadya ka, yung madadaling tanong yun pa yung nasa dulo. So you have to start to finish. Make it a point, make it your goal, first goal ninyo to finish the test in its entirety. Tip number 4, decide to be decisive. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Magdesisyon kayo na maging mabilis magdesisyon. Pagdating sa araw ng exam, you have 3 options for every question. Number 1, you can guess. Guess lang, as in off the top of your head. Number 2, skip. Skip the question and then just come back later. Or number 3, solve. Now, yung tatlong options na yon, yung iba, hindi nila na-realize na tatlong options pala yon. Okay? Ang iba, nauubusan sila ng time kasi pinipilit nila na isolve ang bawat tanong that they encounter. When in fact, a huge chunk of yung weight ng pagpasa ninyo sa exam is based on your decision-making skills. You have to be able to decide whether a question is worth your time or not. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Again, dito po papasok yung practice time. If you feel na, for example, ang logarithm is something na hindi nyo na natatandaan or hindi nyo talaga naharap, hindi nyo naaral, or that a problem like, siguro investment problems ay sobrang hirap sa inyo at hindi nyo talaga ma-figure out, then you can decide to either guess that question or skip it. Kasi hindi naman kailangan na go through kayo from 1 hanggang dulo ng tuloy-tuloy. Pwede kayong mag-make ng adjustments, pwede kayong manghula muna, and then balikan na lang at a later time. Again, ang goal natin is for you to finish the test. So if it takes you guessing some of the questions, or the answers to the questions, if it takes you skipping some of them para balikan na lang later, okay lang yan. Hindi nyo kailangan i-solve everything from 1 hanggang dulo. Which brings me to my next point, which is maximize your strengths. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin nun, ang recommendation ko rin, I know this is something new that I'm going to tell you. Ang recommendation ko is for you to start kung saan mas madali. Now, before, hindi ko yun pinapayo kasi hindi ako ganun mag-exam. Ang ginagawa ko talaga because ang weakness ko is carelessness, lalo na pagdating sa numbering. When I take tests, I just go from 1 hanggang dulo. Hindi ko sinastart sa ibang section. Pero after doing this for 3 years, 4 years, coaching people na iba-iba ng strengths and weaknesses, I noticed one trend na totoo din naman. If you are not the type of person who really answers questions really fast, I suggest that you go straight to yung topic na pinakamalakas kayo. Especially sa civil service exam, dahil ang civil service exam, hindi naman requirement that you get 80 sa lahat ng subject. Pwede kayong gumamit ng isang panghatak na subject. So, for example, if magaling kayo sa math at mahina kayo sa language, kung mataas yung math score nyo enough, kahit bumagsak ka sa language, pwede niyang hilahin yung mga yon. I've had students na mataas sa math and halos bagsak at bagsak pa nga sa ibang mga topics pero nahatak pa rin yung score nila. Ano ibig sabihin nun? You have to know, again, kung saan kayo malakas, saan kayo mas mabilis, and start with that. Para kayo nagpopondo na ng score, para kung hindi man kayo makatapos ng test or magkamali man kayo in the future, mas marami na kayo naka-safeguard na points, hopefully enough for you to pass. So, yun yung pinaka-importanting decision-making that you can make. Again, you have to decide to be decisive. Always ask yourself, is this question worth my time? Kailangan ko ba siyang isolve? Pwede ko ba siyang, or kailangan ko lang siyang hulaan na lang basta-basta? Ang suggestion ko would be, if you face a problem na, alam nyo yun, hindi nyo talaga alam kung saan hugutin yung sagot, hindi nyo alam kung saan magsa-start, nakalimutan nyo na talaga, instead of skipping that question, shadean nyo na agad yung hula ninyo. Kasi kahit naman balikan ninyo yung tanong na yun, hindi na rin naman magbabago yung sagot ninyo, or hindi mo na rin naman maaalala. And ang tendency pa is that even if you skip that number, wala ka na rin namang oras para balikan yun dahil mauubos na sa mga susunod na tanong. So again, kung talaga yung question ay wala sa hinagap ninyo or hindi nyo alam kung saan kamay ng Diyos ninyo huhugutin yung sagot, manghula na lang kayo. And then you can move on to the next question. Very important ang moving on, hindi lang sa pag-ibig, kundi pati sa test. That will make or break your results. So make sure that you move on really fast. Okay? Here's my last piece of advice. Mind the time. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Make sure that you have a watch sa araw ng exam. Make sure na analog yung watch ninyo kung kaya nyo naman magbasa na analog para lang iwas sa issues. I've had people tell me na may mga proctors daw na medyo praning. So kung kunyari ang relo nila ay G-Shock, Casio, or anything na electronic, medyo yung iba pinapahubad ng mga proctors na lalo na pag strict sila or matanda, hindi nila alam na okay lang yung watch na yon. Importante itong part na ito kasi kailangan, kahit na walang proctor na nagre-remind sa inyo kung ano yung oras, alam nyo dapat kung anong oras na at kung ilang oras pa yung meron kayo. Kasi again, it's not about knowledge, it's about wisdom, it's about decision making. You have to know kung worth it ba na isolve ang bawat problem na i-encounter nyo sa exam or kailangan nyo na lang siyang hulaan at mag-move on para makakuha kayo ng mas maraming points. Kasi ito, honestly guys, in my experience, maraming matatalino ang bumabagsak sa exam dahil hindi sila marunong na mag-pace ng time nila. So, make sure na alam ninyo exactly, well, hindi naman exactly, pero alam ninyo every few minutes kung ilang oras na lang yung meron kayo left para malalaman ninyo kung kailangan nyo na bang magmadali or kung may enough time pa kayo to actually soak yung mga information na nandun sa question na yun. So again guys, everything pagdating sa exam is a question of time. It's not about the difficulty of the test. The test is not your enemy. Time is your number one enemy. So make sure that you know the time. Make sure that you maximize the time that you have and you don't let time overcome you. Alright? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new today. If you did, click thumbs up. Make sure that you share this video with your friends, lalo kung mag-exam din sila. Sana mas marami tayong matulungan. And if you want to reach out to me directly, you can go to www.facebook.com/teamlaika for the reviewers that I made, any upcoming live review events or the online review program, or any questions or requests. Comment nyo na rin down below kung meron mga gusto pa kayong itanong sa akin or mga topics na gusto nyong i-cover ko in my next videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the bell icon para malaman ninyo kapag merong mga bagong videos na paparating, because I try to post at least one new video lesson every week. Thank you guys for watching. Never stop learning. Aja, kaya niyan. I'll see you in my next video and bye for now.